Scientific data regarding the health of our planet is now available at a velocity and scale previously unimaginable. Yet, a persistent gap remains between the availability of this information and the adoption of meaningful action. Raw data fails to penetrate the cognitive frameworks that drive behavior. Our minds are not optimized to remember spreadsheets. They are structured to remember stories. Bridging this gap requires a strategic story blueprint, a method for translating abstract, often overwhelming data into a tangible, character-driven narrative. The goal of environmental advocacy is shifting. It is no longer about simple information transfer, but about providing the narrative catalyst for behavioral transformation. Step 1 is to temporarily set aside raw statistics. Look at your research and identify a single specific protagonist who is directly affected by that data. Instead of a spreadsheet on ocean acidification, focus on an oyster farmer whose livelihood is threatened by acidic water. The farmer's struggle provides the context, while the science acts as supporting data, representing invisible chemical changes through a human lens. This engages a phenomenon called narrative transportation. Research suggests that when we follow a protagonist's struggle, our brains react in ways similar to how they would if we were experiencing those events ourselves. This emotional connection provides a foundation for care. It moves the subject matter from a distant observation to a personal concern, which is a necessary step in prompting an audience to act. Now that you have a subject, map your science into a clear story structure. Every effective narrative requires a protagonist, an opposing antagonist, and a core conflict. Your antagonist is the scientific problem made visible. It is the acidic water, the encroaching deforestation, or the rapidly melting ice. Be mindful of how you frame this conflict. Constant exposure to catastrophic loss can lead to compassion fatigue, causing the audience to shut down as a defense mechanism. To counteract this, you must integrate a clear, actionable solution into the story's climax. While a disaster-focused headline can lead to apathy, a narrative that includes a path forward provides a sense of hope and agency. You provide this agency by highlighting real-world examples, a community that restored a local wetland, or a startup that developed a way to remove plastic from a river. Showing that change is possible transforms the audience from a helpless bystander into a potential participant. Step 4 is selecting the specific media format that aligns with your campaign goals. Each tool in the digital ecosystem offers a different way to reach an audience. If you need rapid mobilization, short-form video is highly effective. As seen with Greta Thunberg, a simple, authentic story can be shared across social platforms to reach millions of people almost instantly. These short videos have been used to fuel massive digital protests, translating emotional, visual storytelling into direct political pressure against projects like fossil fuel drilling. If your goal is to show the local impact of a global issue, interactive geospatial maps allow users to see how environmental data affects their specific neighborhood. For goals requiring policy change or corporate accountability, long-form immersive media like feature documentaries provide the depth needed to reshape public discourse. High-profile streaming documentaries have historically triggered massive spikes in consumer awareness, forcing supermarket chains and fishing companies to publicly address their sourcing policies. On the technological edge, virtual and augmented reality move the audience from watching a story to standing inside of it. In a VR experience, you can stand on a virtual seafloor and watch a vibrant coral reef turn bone white from bleaching. This sense of presence has been shown to foster a stronger willingness to take conservation action. The medium is a critical component of the message. Selecting the right platform ensures your story has the intended impact on your specific audience. You now have your strategic story blueprint, a humanized protagonist, a clear narrative structure, a solution-focused message, and a targeted platform. You have bridged the gap between raw data and audience connection. Your final step is to gather your specific digital assets, your photos, footage, and maps, and move directly into production. This digital storytelling process transforms passive awareness into active environmental stewardship.